Hello and happy Tuesday. Welcome into our downtown Phoenix studio. Let's talk sports. Today on Cronkite Sports Now, we've got reporters across the valley throwing spring training updates your way. One player working hard to join the Brewers crew, and a returning Dodger hopes to stay true to the blue. These Grand Slam stories and more coming your way on Cronkite Sports Now. The Cactus League is coming into full swing here in the Valley. I'm Kirsten Corns. Thanks for joining us. First Tuesday of spring training, and we have all things baseball coming your way. Reporter Carly Mathias is leading us off from Tempe at Angels Spring Training Camp.
The Stars will be out today in Tempe as the Angels are set to start most of their big names in the lineup today against the Reds. Trout, Pujols, and Ohtani will all start for the first time this spring training, while Anthony Rendon will make his Halo debut hitting in the 3-hole and playing third base. The Angels will also be wearing Orange Coast College baseball hats today to honor the passing of John Otabelli and the rest of the helicopter crash victims from last month. Now over to CJ Chaidez with more on the Rangers and Surprise.
Yesterday, while the Texas Rangers spring training squad was taking on the Cincinnati Reds in Goodyear, over 800 miles away back in Arlington, Texas, several hundred team members, including members of the front office, moving into their brand new executive offices at Globe Life Field. The address line, 734 Stadium Drive, actually pays tribute to two Texas Ranger legends. The 7, representing the number worn by Hall of Fame catcher Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, and 34, paying tribute to Hall of Fame pitcher Nolan Ryan. Now, the Rangers do play host to the Kansas City Royals today at Surprise Stadium. First pitch for that one is scheduled for 1:05. Now we'll send things over to Brandon Jensen, who is in Scottsdale covering the San Francisco Giants.
The Giants were one of the few teams that didn't get rained out this past weekend, and one of the most intriguing storylines from the weekend was the Cactus League debut of pitcher Sean Jelly. And for once, the story wasn't about his height. The 6'11" prospect impressed as he hit 95 on the radar gun and sat down 3 A's batters on 12 pitches, 8 of them for strikes. Jelly is one of the top prospects in the Giants system, so you should expect to see a lot more of him as Cactus League play continues. Now we're sending it to Sloan Park, where Lauren Koval is on the road with the Rockies.
Today is the first time the Rockies and Cubs will face off against each other in spring training. One name noticeably absent from the lineup for the Rockies is Nolan Arenado. Arenado and Cubs Chris Bryant were the subject of swirling trade rumors this offseason. The two third basemen will not face off today, but the same cannot be said for the regular season. First pitch today at Sloan is 1:10 p.m. And now we turn to Surprise for Royals news with Zach Galman.
After losing their first 2 games and having 1 game delayed due to weather, the Royals started their week with a win against the San Diego Padres, beating them 8-5. 3-time All-Star and veteran pitcher Greg Holland made his debut in his return to Kansas City after being part of those World Series teams back in 2014 and 2015. Holland only pitched just 1 inning in the top of the 6th and allowed no runs. As you recall, the Royals signed Holland to a minor league contract and invited the 34-year-old to spring training earlier this year. Also making their Cactus League debut was Brad Keller, the last season's opening day starter. Keller started the game allowing 2 hits and 2 runs, including a Manny Machado home run. The Royals will now shift their focus to the Texas Rangers as they play them for the second time today in Surprise.
Thanks, Zach. For more updates from Cactus League teams around the Valley, stay tuned to Cronkite Sports Now for the remainder of spring training. There's lots happening today. Let's take a look at what's going on throughout the Valley. Here's a list of today's games taking place. After a 14-4 loss at home against the Brewers yesterday, the Oakland A's will head to Peoria to face off against the Padres. Arizona Diamondbacks are to face the defending National League champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers, today at home in Scottsdale. Then we see a split squad for the Chicago White Sox in Glendale versus the Giants, and away in Goodyear against the Indians. One two-way player looking to make a name for himself, Clayton Andrews. Andrews is a Cal State Long Beach graduate, 17th draft picked in 2018, and is only 5 feet 6 inches tall. Sean Rice headed out to Phoenix to learn more about Andrews' talent.
Spring has sprung, and the hope for minor league two-way player Clayton Andrews is to make an impression during Brewers camp.
My goals are just to improve on what I did last year, both at the plate and on the mound.
Yup, you heard that right. Andrews has had considerable success as a pitcher, posting a 2.59 ERA in Double-A, and also as a hitter, sporting a 3.41 batting average between Double and Single-A as a center fielder.
Oh man, he's awesome. He's fun to watch for sure. I mean, he got right in there last year with his first couple at bats and got a couple knocks and did a great job for us. Definitely helped us win some games. And I mean, on the mound, he's something else, man. He's awesome. He's filthy. So I love catching him. And like you said, we've been coming up together. So it's been nice to be with him and see what he can do.
This spring, Clayton Andrews is a non-roster spring invitee, which means a roster spot is not guaranteed for the young left-hander.
He did a really good job. All I know about him is he got people out. I think you'll see Clayton. He's very unique. He's got a unique skill set, and I look forward to seeing him. I love watching him pitch.
A key to his success has been knowing which position he would play every day.
When I show up to the park, I mean, I don't ever do both on the same day. The Brewers have done a really good job of, helping me find a good balance between the two, so I can focus on both when I need to.
Even Andrews' teammates know the challenge of being a two-way player in professional baseball.
Pitched a little bit in high school, but nothing to account for. So what he's doing is incredible, especially at the professional level and getting a big league camp invite. I don't think I could do it. My arm would probably fall off if I did that, but he's done a great job, and it's remarkable to watch him.
For now, the left-hander will solely be a pitcher in big league camp as he tries to take it all in stride.
I like to have fun when I get to the ballpark. I'm not the kind of guy that's like, I'm super serious when I'm about to pitch, or I'm super serious right before the game if I'm playing in the field. I like to be loose and have a good time with my teammates, and I try and keep that the same regardless of what I'm doing that day.
In Phoenix, Sean Rice, Cronkite News.
Andrews pitched a scoreless inning yesterday in a relief appearance against the Angels. Today, the Brewers are looking to have some fun and secure their third victory at 105 against the Mariners. From one minor league pitcher to another, Dodgers number 5 prospect Josiah Gray is entering his second season with the Dodgers, but he didn't break into professional baseball because of his bat. Josh Schaefer was in Glendale to find out how Gray became one of the best up-and-coming pitchers in minor league baseball.
What's up, JoJo? Pitcher Josiah Gray came to the Dodgers from the Reds in a trade prior to the 2019 season. In his first year with the Dodgers, he was named the organization's minor league pitcher of the year, but Gray's path to the mound was not a conventional one.
So I'd play 8 innings at short, 7 or 8 innings at short, and I would go warm up on the side of the field and throw a couple bullets, get my arm ready as I could, and go out there and pitch and close out the night.
Colleges recruited Gray as a two-way player out of high school. He received just one offer from Division II Lemoyne College in New York, where he emerged as an everyday shortstop and leadoff hitter who occasionally made an appearance on the mound.
Sophomore year, jumping into a starting shortstop role, being closer, my expectations were heightened immensely. I have to prepare myself to be ready for any situation, and transitioning and helping the team win as many ball games and going from there.
But all that changed when his head coach, former big leaguer Scott Cassidy, had an important conversation with him.
He sat down with me and said, hey, you got to turn your mentality completely around. We're not going to have you hit anymore, but we want you to be our ace for the junior year, and we want you to get drafted and go out there and represent Lemoyne.
He pitched in the Cape Cod Baseball League in the summer, then returned to Lemoyne, where he posted a stunning 1.25 ERA and an 11-0 record as a junior. He was drafted in the second round by the Reds in 2018, but eventually landed with the Dodgers, where manager Dave Roberts thinks he has the whole package.
First impression, really good makeup, really good body, good arm, fastball characteristics are real. The changeup is a plus pitch, has a desire to get better, continue to develop on spin, but there's a lot to like.
Although seeing former position players end up elite pro pitchers is an extreme rarity, Gray's not the first former shortstop to end up on the mound. Hall of Famer Trevor Hoffman played 4 seasons of shortstop at the University of Arizona prior to pitching in Major League Baseball for 18 seasons. But Gray compares himself to somebody a little bit younger, somebody who he looks up to.
I would say, as cliche as it is, Marcus Stroman. I think just because our stories are so similar, we can show that, young African-American pitchers can succeed in this league and can succeed, for a long time. So I think he's the guy I always look up to just because of how he gets his job done and how outspoken he is about everything, but also how much work he puts in at the end of the day to, make himself and make his team better.
Robert said a future call-up for Gray solely depends on his performance, but he wouldn't bet against it. In Glendale, Josh Schaefer, Cronkite News.
Gray was a part of the trade that saw the Dodgers send Matt Kemp and Yasiel Puig to the Cincinnati Reds last year. Gray will make his 2020 Cactus League debut tomorrow against the Angels. That does it for today's edition of Cronkite Sports Now. For Arizona sports story from around the Valley, visit the Cronkite Sports tab on arizonasports.com. And as always, for top Arizona news stories, head on over to our website at cronkitenews.azpbs.org. And be sure to tune in at 5 p.m. at Arizona PBS for our nightly newscast. From all of us here in Phoenix Sports Bureau and out and about at spring training, thank you for joining us on this edition of Cronkite Sports Now. We'll catch you tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you, although I get a twitch at the end.